Hi everybody, and congratulations Daniel and Gabriella. Hopefully you're married now. I don't have a clue, because for me it's Friday. I think it's 5:30, so you should not be married right now, but hopefully within 24 hours maybe you are married. But when you listen to this, you probably are married. And if you're not listening to it, then it hasn't arrived. But I'm standing here in front of my iPad, and I would like to send some words to Daniel, since he's the one I know a little bit more than Gabriella. And what I know about Gabriella is the 3 times I met her, she's a very nice girl, she's friendly. I know that Daniel loves her, that's good. And I also know that she has fairly easy to become seasick. And besides that, I don't know very much more about Gabriella. So take care, Gabriella, and hopefully we see each other soon. But this is for Daniel. Hi, Daniel. I think you're pretty happy that I'm not there right now. Because I have a lot of shit to tell about you, Daniel. But I still need to send some words and send some shit about Daniel. Probably some of the other guys and the people being there will say some shit as well. But I start with my shit. I think I will tell you some good parts about Daniel, some bad parts about Daniel, some experiences, some stuff I've learned from Daniel. The first thing I learned from Daniel, it was when we were 8 years old. I think we got to know each other when we were 6, something like that. I guess we didn't do very much important stuff back then. We don't usually do any longer neither. But anyway, now we're back in 1982, I think. Then Daniel taught me the first 2 erotic experiences in my life. The first 2, and maybe not the most important and most interesting ones, but at least they were the first 2 erotic experiences in my life. The first thing he showed me was that you can find very interesting pictures in the advertising for women's underwear. I had never looked at that before, but Daniel, he showed me that you can find that in this H&M advertising, and I don't know what the name was back in 82. If it was Ellos or Sarah, probably didn't exist. But there was underwear, and there was pictures, and you could almost see some tits. And that he taught me. Thank you, Daniel. I've had so much use of this information. The second experience is when we were 8 years old, was also including a woman. I don't know if you can call the 8-year girl as a woman, but we were 3, and we were naked in a bed. I'm not going to say anything more than that, and I don't think it's illegal. When you're 8, not that much happened. Okay, enough about that. What else? Do you need subjects for discussion? Because before I tell some good stuff about Daniel and some bad stuff about Daniel, here are some subjects for discussion. You can always ask Daniel what happened at the Canary Islands when you were at the toilet and Oscar were outside in the kitchen and he needed to poop. You can also talk about the spatula and the plastic bag. And then, end of discussion. Or maybe not. You can also talk about Nice, when Daniel and I was in Nice together. And the drug dealer's jacket. What happened with this drug dealer's jacket? Pretty interesting story. Why were we talking to a drug dealer? Maybe because he gave us a lot of booze for free. That's always good. But what about this drug jacket? You can also talk about when we went to Spain, not Canary Island, but a different part of Spain, when one of our guys tried to flirt with another girl, and he showed to this girl that if you reverse the car with the door open, you can actually get rid of it. that was exactly what happened. He reversed the car and the door was open. The problem was that he reversed the car into another car and the door went away. I don't know if that's the way you impress girls, but that's another subject. You could... What else could you talk about? And end of that. Let's talk about bad stuff. No, let's talk about good stuff with Daniel. I think the best part with Daniel is that he loves life. He's quite often happy. Most of the time happy. But he's always... if you tell him, if you ask him to do something, he's always, yeah, great idea, let's go there. Oh yeah, could we go to the desert for 12 months? Yeah, let's go there. Could we go to the moon? Yeah, let's go there. But Daniel, we don't have any money. No problem, we fix that. So that's typical Daniel, and I love that. It's fairly seldom sad. Every once in a while it happens, except every morning, because then he's always sad. But that's the bad stuff, that I'll talk about later. Now we're talking about the good stuff. He's very generous, extremely generous, when he has money, which is very seldom. But he is very generous when he has money, and that's a fact. Another good thing is that he likes eating, and he also likes cooking. Especially when he can cook his way. So if we're a lot of people in the kitchen and we want to do it, we're trying to do it together. That's difficult because then it's always someone that has very strong minds about how it should be done. You should mash the garlic in a special way. You cannot use this tool. You have to do it with a knife, etc., etc. But he likes eating it, and he likes to eat a lot, and that's good, because I'm exactly the same way. And I think the best part with Daniel, maybe it sounds horrible, but for Daniel I think it's great, and for me it's great. If you want to go outdoors, and I don't mean hiking, he likes that as well, but I mean going out at a late night, drink a lot of alcohol, getting filthy drunk, then he's the best company. He never says no, and he's hell of a funny guy to be out with. Always. I don't think he ever had said no to me when I'm asking him going out for not one beer, but a couple of beers. Many beers. Too many beers. Always too many beers. But whatever. He's the best. For sure. There's no fight about it. Thank you, Daniel. I have so many good nights out with you. And he's also extremely helpful. If you ask him for help, he always says yes. The only problem is that he only has 2 hands. So he would probably need 10 hands, because he says yes to everyone. And it's impossible to help everyone at the same time. Which means that he's always late. Sorry. A little bit cold. Who gives a living shit? Yeah. That was the good part about Daniel. For me it sounded like, okay, it must be horrible, because I always found some bad stuff as well. But I still think this was good stuff. Now we talk about the bad parts. I mean, everyone's going to be so nice to him. I'm not going to be nice. I'm not even there. Why should I be nice? Yeah, so let's talk about the bad stuff. I couldn't find anyone worse spending the morning with. So he's lovely partying in the evening. But it's just as bad being with him in the morning. And there is a saying in Sweden which is Kung på natten, kung på dagen, kung på morgonen. That is not for Daniel. That means if you're king in the evening, king in the night, you also should be king in the morning. But that is not Daniel's thoughts. In the morning it's sleeping time, and you can sleep forever, and you can be tired, and you can be boring, and you can be a little bit angry. But that's how it is. That will change when you get a kid. What else? Yeah, as we said, or as I already said, he's always late. It's never happened that he's been in time, actually. But since we all know this by now, we're going to use it. So we always say, okay, we meet each other at 4. But we know that the rest will come at 4:30. So it's not a problem any longer. But it could be a problem today. Since I'm not there, which today is tomorrow, but for you is today is probably now. I don't know if Daniel actually is married, because I don't know if he was in time to his marriage. But if he was, okay, congratulations, great Daniel. Maybe you were in time, just for once in your life, and that was probably the best day to be in time. But I bet you were not that much in time, but you probably managed anyway. Great action, Daniel. So he's a very clever guy, I must admit. He knows a lot about everything, and that's also a problem because he has opinions about everything. Because maybe he thinks that he knows everything, and that's the difference between knowing a little bit about everything and everything about everything. Very few people know everything about everything. But anyway, Daniel, it's great because it's quite funny to have someone to discuss with, and you always have opinions. Maybe I have opinions as well, probably. I'm probably a pain in the ass, as just the speech is. I mean, you're not that bad as it sounds like. It's just that I'm still angry that I'm not there with you. I would like to be drunk now. I'm dead sober. So, I don't know, I don't have very much more to say. One more thing. He used to love to spend so much time in front of the mirror. He wanted to be the best good-looking guy at the place. And usually he was. There was a lot of nice girls that liked him. And now it's Gabriella. Good luck. No, that sounded horrible. That was not what it meant like. But he's not spending that much time in front of the mirror any longer because he doesn't care that much. He knows he's the best-looking guy at the wedding. It will always be like that. He is a good-looking guy, and I like that. A little bit jealous, Daniel. Even if I think you're probably fatter than I am right now, hopefully. But anyway, cheers to you, everyone. Hopefully you hear something of what I've said. If not, bad luck. I'm just going to go and get my glass. Cheers, Daniel. And if you want to see how I'm dressed, besides this nice jacket, I have some nice clothes. Okay, whatever, something happened. Cheers, and have a lovely evening. And goodbye, see you soon. Oh, I should drink as well. Lovely.